Yo, what is good, yo? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're ranking the top 5 best budget cards at each position here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. I'll be honest, my definition of budget is a little different than some of these other YouTubers. I think that in all honesty, at this point in the year, there just aren't a ton of cards that are under that 25,000 MT price range that are elite. Now, to be fair, there are certainly some, and some of those guys are on this list, but a lot of these guys are 40, 50, 60, even 70K MT. Maxed out this list at about 70, 75K though. Nobody on this list is more expensive really than that. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, we got 5 cards at each position, 25 cards to get to, so let's not waste any time. Number 5 at the point guard position is DeJounte Murray. This card is a little bit, I guess, outdated at this point, but he's not terrible. I mean, he's got a decent jumper. He's got Curry Escape, which is a really nice offensive sig, solid defensive point guard, although the interior is a little low. He can dunk the ball as well, and with an 80 driving dunk, and he's 6'5". So overall, for his price tag, not a bad card. There are some better budget PGs still, but he is not a terrible option. Another good option here at number 4 is Kobe White. I think this card also is very, very solid at this point in the game. Maybe not quite as good defensively as you'd really like. And I just realized I missed somebody on this list. I messed up. My bad. DeJounte, I guess we're getting 6th the point guard position. DeJounte is an honorable mention. It's the only position with honorable mention, but I'm realizing that I completely blanked on somebody at point guard. Kobe would actually be 5 because I mean, his jumper's really good. Offensively, he's solid. He's good slasher as well, but not great. Defensively, he's not awesome. I like the card. He's 6'5". He's got a big player ability. He moves pretty good, but overall, he's not incredibly elite compared to the other guys on this list. Number 4 is Joe Dumars. Really, I mean, not a great jumper, and his SIGs could be better. He's only got like a 75 driving dunk as well, but he can dunk. He's got decentish size, very good perimeter defender, and has Hoff Limitless and some Hoff shooting badges and stuff, which help him out as well. Just not quite as big or as elite as a slasher as I would personally like, whereas the top 3 point guards, all elite level slashers and really good defensive point guards with some size. Starting with Caruso at 3, who I forgot. I don't know how I completely forgot this card, but yeah, he's top 3, 100%. Card you can get for under 50K MT. He's got a very smooth jumper, great slasher, super solid defender, really nice card. Very, very, I think, underrated at this point compared to the other 2 guys on this list, but still very viable for his price tag. Number 2 is Marcus Smart. Similar type of card to Caruso, very similar athletically. He's an inch taller, but actually I think he's about the same height. He might actually be an inch shorter, but he is a little more complete defensively, slightly better badges all the way around, probably a little slightly better jumper as well, higher 3 ball. So in my opinion, they're similar cards. I think Smart is a little better though, in my personal opinion, although it's not. It is a close debate, I would say. And then number 1, I have Lonzo. Mainly, I will say Lonzo stat and badge wise might not actually be quite as good as Smart, probably same level as Caruso, but he's a couple inches taller. Really like his jumper. I love the value of the size at 6'6" with a good player build as well. He's a stud at PG. Really like this Lonzo card. He's my backup point guard right now because I had Penny for a while, but I sold Penny, so now I'm still using Lonzo off my bench, and he's a stud. So yeah, very good card, very viable even at a competitive level. Back up, or sorry, at the shooting guard position, number 5 is going to be Richard Jefferson. Pink Diamond RJ. I mean, this card's good, not great. He is I think a little bit lacking jump shot wise. In all honesty, they changed his jumper. The base is different this year. It's the same Greg Brown base as he has had in previous years, but it does look different. I just don't think it's great still, in all honesty. I mean, the release, the upper's not great. It's just not, I don't know. It's not bad. It's not top tier either though. To me, I think 5 is probably right because of mostly that jumper. He's good at everything else though. And he's still a very viable card. Number 4, I'm trying to read my own handwriting and I literally do not know what that says. Oh, I do know what it says. Danny Green. That's what it says. Diamond Danny Green, who has Kemba Escape, D-Book dribble style, very good jump shot, elite level defender. He's a 3-and-D with decent SIGs. Not a bad card, not unbelievably great as a slasher or top tier movement or anything, but with handles for days, lightning launch, things like that added to him, and you could take advantage of those SIGs. I think this card is very good, and honestly a little bit slept on at this point because he's been out for a while. People certainly overlook him when it comes to a budget card, but he is not bad at all. Number 3 is going to be Kyle Korver, who is an incredible shooter, like really great shooter, has one of the best jumpers in the game, and not bad defensively either in his own right. Honestly, super solid card, but the jumper is the thing that makes him super elite. Great fade as well. He is a dog. Number 2 is Allen Houston, who's solid defensively, really good offensively, great jumper, solidly athletic. Movement could be better for sure, but overall stat and badge wise, he's very complete, very well rounded, really solid card with an absolutely elite level jumper. More complete than Korver, similar jumper, although maybe not quite as good, still an elite level shot. Allen Houston at number 2 feels fair. Number 1 to me though, Caron Butler gives me, I feel like, the best mix of slashing, defense, and shooting, and he's got decent sigs. I really like this card. I think I'm in the minority here in loving this Caron Butler card because I've gotten some comments from people who do not agree with me, but I think he's really good. And to me, I think he's the best option right now. Pink Diamond Eddie Jones would be on this list as well, but he's too expensive right now, so he doesn't really fit the theme of the list because he's just gotten too expensive for it. At the shooting small forward position, another card, by the way, who's at the small forward position, who's gotten a little too expensive for this list, but otherwise would have been here, is Pink Diamond Gerald Wallace. So he, I guess, can be an honorable mention, but he's a little too expensive. At number 5 is Cedric Maxwell. Really good defender, great slasher, got good size. Problem with Cedric is he only got like a 72 3 ball. Really is the only main problem with the card, but it is an issue. Is it a complete and utter like killer for the card? I don't really think so. Does it matter though? Absolutely. I think it does limit his eliteness at least a little bit, and at a decent position like small forward, to me, I feel like that's fair to put him a little lower. Glenn Robinson, not quite the defender that said he is, but he's a much better all-around shooter. Really think he's a great card offensively and solid defensively. Got good slashing, got some decent interior ability as well. Not a bad option at all. I feel like you could switch him and Cedric if you wanted, but I go with the higher 3 ball personally with Glenn at number 4. Number 3, Peja Stojakovic, who honestly could be put at the power forward position as well. He's 6'10", so I really do think he's got the size and versatility to play the 4 as well if that's what you want from him. Jumper's elite. He's not the on-ball defender that anybody else this position is, but I do think he is really, really good when it comes to his shot making ability. Like, best shooter on this list for sure, and that gives him a lot of value, especially at 6'10". He's got decent stats in the rest of the areas, so overall still a very solid card. Number 2, Paul Millsap, kind of a do-it-all card, a better version of a guy like Ruby Sharif Abdur-Rahim. That's what this Paul Millsap card is. Same jump shot, very complete stats and badges, just does everything well, solid defensively, got a good jumper, solid slasher, versatile card. Nothing in my opinion that he does poorly. So for me, I think Millsap at number 2, totally fair as well. Number 1 to me is Calvin Nat. A little bit of a lower 3 ball, kind of like Cedric Maxwell, but not as low. His jumper's also really good, which helps make up for it. I think he's a stud. I think he's a very, very good card, and I really do like his jumper a lot, and defensively he is an absolute beast. So to me, very valuable card in his own right, and I think pretty easily number 1 on this list right now. Power forward position is very, very souped. A lot of good cards on this list, but at number 5, we got a card I haven't talked about in a while, Willis Reed. Jumper's elite. He's dropped in price enough now where he fits this team. He's got decent speed. I think he's got like 80 something speed, 84. Yeah, not bad there. His jumper's really fast. He's very good defensively as well. Card who was too expensive for these types of budget lists for a while, but he's been overlooked at this point because he came out in like season 1, but he's still a very good card and still very viable. I have no issues whatsoever with him at number 5. Number 4 is Al Harrington. Does not quite have the badge completeness of a Willis Reed. He's a little bit better shooting wise, though honestly, I'm going to swap these two because Harrington does not have the defense that Willis does. He's an inch shorter. Jumpers are very similar. I know Harrington's shooting animations, well, maybe his jumper's about the same, but the stats and badges are better. I still think Willis is more complete though, to be totally honest. So I'm actually going to give Willis the number 4 spot and put Harrington at number 5. Number 3 is going to be John Isaac. Amazing defensively, but the jumper could use a little bit of work offensively. You can't really rhythm shoot with it because of the way that his upper messes with the tempo. He's not a bad card at all by any means, but there are better for sure. I mean, I think for me personally, I would have no issues with him at this number 3 spot. He's awesome defensively. He's got great size. He's athletic. Just no movement at all, really, and the jumper could be a little bit better. Number 2, Sean Kemp. He's fast. He's versatile. He's athletic. He's big. He's good defensively. He's got a nice jumper. He's just overall a very, very solid card with no significant flaws at his position at this point. I think Kemp is a great option at the power forward position and a card who can compete at a competitive level. And then a card who I think I am really, really high on, but for good reason, is AC Green. I get he's only a diamond, but he's got good speed, decent 3 ball, good athleticism, amazing defense, which is very valuable. But more importantly, he's only got an 83 ball, but that D-book base with default swing upper is cash money. He's got an absolutely elite level jumper, and he's a top tier defensive card, kind of like John Isaac, maybe not quite as good defensively, but a much better jumper, which to me, for a popper at the power forward position, is something that I find very important. I really, really like this card. I think he's a very, very good option, and for me, it's a no-brainer in all honesty to put AC Green at number 1 at the power forward position. And then the center position, which in my opinion is the weakest of all of these spots. Number 5 is Jared Allen. I would have this card higher if he wasn't 6'9", because his jumper's nice. He's very good on the interior defensively, good rebounder, decent speed, solid card. He's just 6'9". That's it. And I mean, his player build does make him look a little bigger than 6'9", I'd say, but as a whole, I feel like I'm still pushing it a little bit to realistically not put him, I don't know, man. Like I really like this card. I think you probably have to put him 5 though, just because of the lack of size. And I think that's fair to say. Number 4 is gonna be Brad Doherty. Very smooth jumper, 7-footer, great defender, good speed. Problem with him is 55 3-ball makes him inconsistent as a shooter, even with a good jumper. And that can be a bit of a flaw. It absolutely can. I think he's a very good card. I got no issues whatsoever with him at the number 4 spot, but the lower 3-ball is a little bit annoying. Number 3, Brook Lopez. Problem with Brook is very simple. His jumper isn't good. And he's also not fast, 67 speed. He's just 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan and a really good interior defender. He doesn't have the athletic ability is the problem, but he is affordable. He's got a great shooting stats. It's just, I'm going to swap him and Doherty. I am, because Doherty, I'd rather have the speed even with the lower 3-ball. And honestly, Doherty's jumper's better too. I feel like Lopez at 3 is too high just because of that 67 speed. If he had 80 speed, I'd be fine with him at number 3, but as is, a little bit on the slower end. He's just really big and does shoot the ball well with ratings. It's just stats in that speed area, and the not elite release does knock him down a peg or two for sure. Number 2, gonna go with, I cannot read my handwriting again. Goodness gracious. Marcus Camby. That's who it is. I literally, my cat scratch sometimes. It's just hard to read when it comes to writing down these lists. But Marcus Camby, this card, again, kind of does everything. Now, similar to Lopez, bad jumper, but it is a faster bad jumper. He's just fast. He's a decent shooter, great dunker, and great defender. Just elite as a finisher, elite as a defender. He's got great speed, and he can shoot with an 82 3-ball. Jumper is very strange, no doubt about it. But I think he's a solid card, and for real, in my opinion, number 2. Number 1 is still going to be this man, PJ Brown. I just think this card is a superstar. I don't care that he's only got a 73 3-ball. He's really good defensively. He's very good as a finisher, similar to Camby, but unlike Camby, what makes this card so good, even though he's a little slower and has slightly worse ratings, is that his jumper is amazing. I love his shot. It's the exact same shot as Tyson Chandler had last year. Same shot Tyson Chandler has this year too. I'd love a pink diamond Tyson Chandler card. That would be amazing. But either way, PJ Brown, really, really good card. And for me, I understand he's only 6'11". I understand he's got not the best ratings in every area. I think he's a monster. For me, he's the best budget center in the game. Again, guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., Jack Sigma are the best cards. They would be better than this. They're just a little too expensive in that 80-something thousand MT price range, in my opinion. And that's kind of out of the range of this video. With that being said, though, I think we got a good list of a lot of the best budget cards in my team. So hopefully this list does help you out in this video. It does as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.